This will be your week 5 performance challenge reading. If you are a face-to-face student and took the test in class, please go to the summer week 5 to find your video there. This will be the video of the performance challenge that was given to the online students only. Literary. There was a hearing held on May 25 of this year. The plaintiff was asked several questions and gave answers as best she could, period. There has been a good bit of time between the time of the accident and that hearing, period. People tend to forget some of the things that happen when there is a lot of time between the time of the accident and the hearing, period. Paragraph. You will remember that her son was driving her car, comma, and they were hit from behind, period. She was knocked completely out, period. She was not conscious at all, period. Her head hit the window and went back and hit hard on the top of the seat and went forward and hit the window again, period. This was a terrific blow to the head of this woman, period. She was unconscious, period. She does not recall hitting anything at all, period. Her right arm was injured and had to be placed in a cast, period. Her son was not injured in this accident, period. He is not involved in this lawsuit because he has since died, period. The daughter will testify at the proper time, period. Paragraph. This woman was not working at the time of this accident, period. She had been sick for some time, period. She was thinking about retiring, period. Her health was bad, comma, and she had trouble getting to work because of this, period. She was thinking of what would be best for her at this time, period. She knew if she retired, comma, she would be able to draw her retirement because she had enough years to do so, period. She enjoyed her work and would like to continue if she was able to do so, period. Like I said before, her health had not been very good, period. When this accident happened, it really took the best out of her, period. She was not able to continue on in her normal daily routine, period. She knew she must make some decision about work, period. Paragraph. Back in October of 2008, comma, She was working at her job and fell and hurt her right arm, period. She had to wear a cast on this arm after this fall she had, period. Her arm was still sore from this accident, and she hurt it even more in the car accident, period. She may have still had this cast on, period. I believe she did, period. I will have to check my notes on that, period, paragraph. As was mentioned before, this woman was not well, period. She had been sick for a good while, period. There were a lot of things going on in her life, period. She had been to many doctors, period. They were trying to find out what was wrong with her, period. We will have her records from these doctors, period. All of these records are being sent to us, period. There will probably be close to 100 exhibits in this case, period, paragraph. After going to all of these doctors and trying to find out what was wrong with her, she became very depressed, period. She may have been given some shock therapy at this time, period. She was in the hospital about 4 weeks because of her depression, period. At this time, her husband became very sick and died, period. At this time, she became even more depressed and was in the hospital for about 2 months, period, paragraph. Another cause of her deep depression was the death of her son, period. The son that had been driving her car at the time of the accident, committed suicide, period. As you can see, there were a lot of factors that caused her state of depression, period. The death of her son made her so depressed that she had to stay in the hospital 2 more weeks, period, paragraph. During this time, she was seen by Dr. King from the Green Valley Clinic, period. Dr. King saw her on a daily basis while she was in the hospital, period. After about 2 months, she was doing much better and was sent home, period, paragraph. She was not able to return to work at this time, period. She stayed around the house and did her regular work that she would do at home, period. One day, her daughter came by to check on her and could not find her, period. She looked everywhere she knew to look, period. She ran out and checked in the back of the house, period. She checked at the neighbors' houses, period. Finally, she got in her car and drove around the block, period. She found her sitting on the side of the street, talking to herself, period. Scared and frightened, she got out of the car and asked her mother what had happened, period. Her mother did not know her and was hesitant about getting in the car with her, period. Her daughter took her straight to the hospital, period, paragraph. The doctors found that due to her state of depression and the blow to the head from the recent accident, she was experiencing some memory loss, period. They said this would get better with time, period. The daughter felt that her mother needed to stay in the hospital that night, period. The doctor agreed, and her mother stayed there that night, period, paragraph. The next day, her daughter came to see her, and she was responsive and knew who she was, period. She has received no treatment by any doctor since she was in the hospital for this memory loss problem, period. She seems to be getting better each day, period. It took her a few weeks to start getting back to normal, but the doctors feel she is on the road to recovery, period, paragraph. After the accident in which we are discussing today, she was taken to the hospital, period. She was taken to the emergency room and examined there, period. She was conscious at the time she arrived at the hospital, period. She received treatment for her injury there in the emergency room, period, paragraph. At the present time, her neck and back pain are better, period. She does have some clicking in the neck area, period. This causes a moment of pain, but then goes away, period. She can drive and do all the other activities that she did before, period. Her hand still bothers her some, period. She has some difficulty writing with her hand at times, period. This gives her some fits, period. That is about all that is bothering her at the present time, period. She has not had any problem with memory loss since the prior episode, period, paragraph. It is very evident that this case is a most difficult one to try to come to damage elements, period. This type of accident would probably not have affected the average person, period. The law requires us to take our plaintiffs as they come, period. a jury could conclude that her hospital stay was causally related to the accident, and we would be responsible for her depression and memory loss, period. We have broken the wrist, too, period. We know the wrist was hurt before the accident, but the accident also aggravated it, too, period. Paragraph. Counsel for the plaintiff demanded $80,000 to settle this case, period. He has now said he would consider $40,000, period. A jury verdict in that area would not be considered excessive by a judge of this court, period. Paragraph. I look forward to discussing the settlement with you at this time, period. We are going to call several witnesses to appear today, period. Please listen to what they have to say, period. This case is important to this woman, period. You have a big responsibility to help us out in this settlement, period. Do your job as best you can, period. To a lot of people, $40,000 is not a lot of money, period. But it will help this woman out with her medical bills, period. Please help us out here, period.